Yeah.
Now, 3 words. Big sheep dash.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Tell me about the sheep dash.
Yeah, Big Sheep Dash was something that I never thought we'd get away with
No.
on the show. In case your viewers don't know what's going on, we did a thing before the big weekend yesterday in a field around the corner where we got 20 sheep. This was suggested by a listener, by the way.
Yes, it was.
They were like, "Why think you should do something?" Because we had a show to fill with nothing here, because none of the artists were here. So we were like, "Well, what are we going to do?" So they suggested we do a sheep dash, and we assigned the pop stars to each sheep. Okay. So we had like Lewis Capaldi, we had James Bartha, we had Bara Larson, we had who else did we have? Oh yeah, Niall Horan actually.
Yeah.
Decided, even though he's not playing, was felt so left out because all his pop star pals had got a sheep that he said, I want one in, and so he had a wild card entry into the race yesterday, and the winner was Bleater Aura.
It was Bleater Aura.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was gutted though. I really thought it was going to be Lewis Capaldi, so we were really backing Lewis Capaldi.
Were you? It was being heavily backed, that sheep, actually.
I mean, I can understand why. The video was a pretty big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That phone call. So was it a FaceTime between you two?
Yeah, me and Lewis did a FaceTime, and he was like, I want in. I'm on tour at the minute, but I want in on this sheep dash. This is like what I want to do.
Do you know why I think he didn't win? Is them Go Racer stripes. He didn't have them on, did he? The Go Faster stripes.
No, he asked for Go Faster stripes, but we thought that was probably not that. It was a little bit unkind to the sheep.
So yeah.
But actually, what's cool is that the sheep now, because they get sprayed once a year,
right?
That's their marking for a whole year now.
So them sheep are going to have them names on for the rest of
the
and
year. Then the wool will grow, and they'll shave it off again, and then it'll be gone. But that'll be a whole year now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's going to be hard to top the sheep dash, but what has been your presenting highlight of your career to date?
Wow.
It's a big question I've just hit you with.
I would say all those sorts of stupid big events and those stunts that we do, like the Big Sheep Dash, I love doing that sort of thing. Starting the breakfast show, I guess.
Yes.
I will never have a more exciting moment in my career, I don't think. And I'm happy with that. That's something that I hoped I would get to, but you never know.
Yeah.
But that moment where in last August when I started the breakfast show and I was just sat there with my team around me who were my really good pals, and we were like, okay, we've got to jump now, we've got to do it, and there was such an excitement, but a weird calm feeling. We just all went, we prepared it, we know, like we've worked a long time to get to this point, and we just went, we can do it. And at the end of that show, I just don't think I've ever felt happier. Sort of, I felt relieved and excited and like I'd done my absolute best. So I think that was probably my favourite broadcasting moment.
And I think it's safe to say you're smashing it.
Well, thanks.
Everybody's enjoying it. All over social as well. You're very socially active, aren't you?
I'm very socially active, yes. I am very socially active. I like to be socially active. I sort of naturally, I think you have to naturally love doing that sort of stuff. And I do. I find silly things interesting, and I like doing my own take on stupid stuff. So I guess you can't fake it. So I really enjoy doing silly nonsense things, and just being online is part of it. I'm sort of a bit edgy today because there's really bad signal on site.
Oh,
and I'm like, well, I'm capturing this gold and I can't put it anywhere. The world needs my content, and I couldn't. I feel a bit. So I've come to this press area.
I mean,
they've
there's Wi-Fi around the corner,
they've got
so
free Wi-Fi.
Go and get it. Go and enjoy that.
I will.
Now, where are you going to be found? Apart from the Wi-Fi area, where are you going to be found today at the festival?
Well, there's a nice man who came up to me earlier and said, I'm running the rum tent or the rum van around the corner, so I'm going to have some rum.
Amazing. Enjoy that.
Festival rum, which would be great.
You can't beat it, really.
But a more sensible answer is, of course, I'll be watching all of my favourite artists
and
on
who
the
are you
stage.
Looking forward
well, I'm going to go and
to?
watch Foles a bit later.
Yes.
We're so excited for Miley. And Foles and Miley is sort of when I finish work, in inverted commas, so I get to go and watch Miley a bit later on today.
So that is when we go and watch your Instagram stories, because that's when the real magic is going to happen, okay?
Yeah, and hopefully she brings out a wrecking ball.
Yes.
That's what I'd really like.
Oh my God. Do you actually know? Do you have any insight on that?
I don't have the inside information on that.
Okay.
But last night we went to the Mark Ronson show.
Yes, okay.
And
Tell us about that.
we did know that Miley was going to come out and do Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. But even though we work at Radio 1 and we were like, oh, we know what's going to happen, it was still the most electric atmosphere in there when she walked out, and everyone just was like. And there was a guy next to me who just listens to Radio 1, and he just went, is that actually Miley? I was like, yes, of course it's actually. But it was one of those moments where all of us were like, oh my God, she's actually done it. She's turned up on the Friday, so it was exciting.
Okay, and you're on stage before, you're on the main stage.
Yes.
How did that feel? I know it's a very big stage to be on.
It is, and I introduced Billie Eilish.
Yes. Wow.
And she was waiting in the wings
Yeah.
backstage, and I guess she was probably understandably quite nervous, but she just looked so cool. And then I went
She's
on,
ridiculously cool.
and that reaction from the crowd, I've never really heard anything quite like
Yeah.
it. The force of the energy coming back at her when she walked on. It was much like what it was like with Taylor Swift last year.
Yeah.
Because people, her fans are that passionate,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, we love her, and I love her because she loves the American Office.
Yeah.
And I'm desperate to speak to her about the American Office and exchange quotes and stuff. Because, yeah,
big into that.
the fact that she likes the American Office means that she's the best pop star in the world.
Definitely.
For me, yeah.
So will you catch up with her at all today?
Hopefully. I
Yeah.
think we were trying to do an interview with her, but because she's so young, she's not allowed to work too many hours.
Right. Okay.
So we think she might have to go.
Maybe
But
another
we'll see.
day. Maybe another time.
Yeah.
Greg, it's been
Like
amazing.
a coach driver has to has a rest every 4
resting
hours.
time.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's been amazing getting to know you. Thanks for joining us on PLT TV.
Thank you very much.
We hope to watch your social. I mean, we'll be watching your stories and seeing what
Good.
you get up to.
Thank you very much.
That's
hey,
it.
and keep buying the clothes.
That's it. You heard it from Greg himself. All right.